Oh, that's adorable. I think you gave me butt. Hello everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Gingy here, and welcome to my channel Ginger Books, or welcome back if you're a continuing watcher or subscriber. And of course, if you are new here, hi, my name's Erica, aka Gingy. So, as you saw from the title, we are getting started with our Canterbury Classics 2024 Reading Challenge. So this vlog is going to be dedicated to reading Pride and Prejudice. I do actually have the World Cloud Classic of Canterbury, of the copy of Pride and Prejudice, which is a very flexible leather-bound book. They are sold at Barnes & Noble. I don't know if so much anymore, but back when I was going to college, the Barnes & Noble that was like 10 minutes away from me did. So, anyways, also, as you saw at the beginning of the video, if you see my German Shepherd puppy, who is going to be turning a year old next month, with a diaper, anybody who's ever bred dogs or into breeding dogs will understand what this diaper means. So, just ignore that. But she is learning how to wear a diaper, to be honest, and I do plan on getting her reusable diapers, so we don't have to keep buying diapers. But for right now, this is a temporary solution, because didn't realize this was going to happen this month. I thought I still had some time. Anyways, so, I have never read Pride and Prejudice. I love the movies, and I have, like a manga version of Pride and Prejudice that I have read, but we're actually going to read the actual novel. So, have not started that yet. It is technically Sunday, December 31st, so woohoo, New Year's Eve. So I'm starting this video just about a day early, just to get started. And with my new filming schedule, it helps a little. So, but before we kind of go to read, because that's what I want to do, and starting this vlog off, for Christmas, I ended up getting just a set of gift cards, mostly cash. So you obviously know I went to Target and bought some books, because if you watched my review / 2024 reading goals, which you haven't, definitely go check that out. I will leave the link down below. I've been wanting to get out of my comfort zone and out of my comfort genres that I usually read. And I've been wanting to get more into the steamy, dark romance novels. So, you obviously know I splurged. So, the first round, going to Target, I got The Final Print by Lauren Asher. Now, there is technically a trilogy that kind of follows the same theme that you could buy as a box set, but I only bought the first one because I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to like this kind of like trilogy. It's not really a trilogy series. It's just, they're kind of like standalones that are kind of grouped together, if that makes sense. Then the next one out of the same, I got the whole Four Horsemen series. So we start with Pestilence, War, Famine, and then end with Death in this series by Lauren Thalissa. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm so sorry if I did butcher it. So, really excited to get into this because, again, it's a dark romance centering around the lore of the Four Horsemen. So, and of course, I grew up watching Supernatural and the Four Horsemen from that, or the Horsemen from that TV show, and that's what piqued my interest in that lore. So, you know, I had to pick these up. Now, from the round today, because I ended up going to get groceries in the city near me that has the Target, I decided, again, to spend the rest of the cash. I got some more books. So the first one, I've had my eye on this one, but I didn't know if I wanted to get the Kindle version, but since I did get cash, I was like, screw it, I'm going to get the physical copy. And that is Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. So, really excited for that. It was definitely, like, really piqued my interest because we're following a main character who is, I guess, a successful, wealthiest vampire, and is going into a social season. So, it almost kind of gives me, like, this is a modern-day, like, Edwardian Victorian times, kind of like manners and society. So, definitely piqued my interest. Definitely. So, cannot wait to devour this one. Then the next two are from Sophia Sophie Clark's series. They're called the Brutal Birthright series. So the first one is The Brutal Prince, and it sounds like we're following a woman. It's almost kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling between the Griffins and the Gallows, and then have to be like forced to marry. So, and they're like gangs, like mafia gangs. I don't know why. I'm like into like, if I'm gonna think about dark romance and like 18, like really smutty 18 plus, this is like mafia just screams up my alley for some reason. I don't know. And I also got the second book out of the series, Stolen Heir, just in case if I do like it, because I already have a feeling I'm going to. So, yeah. You can see where my reading tastes are going right now. Sorry about that. New Year's Eve plans tonight, so I was texting back my friend because I asked her to pick up a game and I would pay her back. So, sorry about that. And then I already have the first book out of this series. It's actually sitting, I believe, on this cart. I believe. If not, it might be already up here somewhere. But I know I have the first book of this series just because I was interested in it, because it's a dark romance retelling of Hades and Persephone's story. So I decided, and I know I'm going to love it because I love Hades and Persephone retellings. I don't know why. I guess if you want to look at Court of Mist and Fury over here, or A Court of Mist and Fury, is it? Yeah, Mist and Fury back there, which is a Hades and Persephone retelling. Or if you want to get into Disney lore, like with the first one, kind of a Beauty and the Beast, like if Gaston actually got the girl. It wasn't as evil as everybody thought he was. So I got Scarlett St. Clair's next two books in that series, which is A Touch of Ruin and A Touch of Malice. So, really excited to dive into these, and these might be on February's plans. I don't know. But I have decisions to make which ones are going to be on there, and it might just be the first book of every one of them, maybe, so that I can kind of dabble into them and see which ones I want to continue with. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But anyways, so this intro has kind of gotten a little long, since we did a little bit of a mini book haul. I'm going to go ahead and get off and go get settled in the living room. Actually, to be honest, I kind of don't want to get settled in the living room. Except if I move to go get the book. I'm going to wake up my poor little dog over here. She's having a rough time. I know. It sucks becoming a woman, doesn't it? All the girls will understand that. So, anyways, I'm going to go get the book. And then I will come back and we will get to some reading for Pride and Prejudice. I maybe even put on my favorite movie version of Pride and Prejudice. We'll see. Sunday at like 8:04, and I just got to chapter 12 in Pride and Prejudice. I forgot how much more detailed the book was, as well as, because as I said, I have read a little bit of Pride and Prejudice before, and how very different the movie version that I watched is different from the book and how it was interpreted. I forgot that Mr. Bingley had more than just Charlotte as a sister, which I think it is alluded in the movie that he had more than just one sister. And it also was saying that Charlotte was actually married. Even though she kind of sought the affections of Mr. Darcy. However, in this book, Louisa is the one that is married. And Charlotte is not married and desperately trying to get Mr. Darcy to notice her. And especially now that she's jealous because he is now starting to see Elizabeth Bennet in a different light. And I'm just like devouring it. It was a little hard to get into because I have not read a classic in a very long time that is in a different type of like Old English. So I'm like, okay, I gotta like really focus on what they're saying here. But once I started kind of getting used to the writing, and the elegant way that Jane Austen writes, it was a lot easier for me. So, as I said, it's been a long time. I think the last classic I ever read was in college, and it was Shakespeare. So it's been a long time. And of course, that's even a different type of Old English as well, because it's Shakespearean. I think it is called Shakespearean English for the time period. I could be wrong. But today obviously is the first, so Happy New Year. Bringing in 2024, I was very trying to get back onto my work schedule because of course I go back to work tomorrow. I got up with my alarm at 7 and literally just had so much energy to clean the house. So I vacuumed the floors, cleaned the kitchen, straightened up in here too, and redid my cart. That used to be my TBR cart, but now it's just going to be my overflow of books that do not fit up here. That technically belong in this room, and then moved some of those books out to the other bookshelves where they kind of belong in genres. I was almost tempted, until I ran out of steam, to actually redo all of my bookshelves so I could fit more books on them. But then I was like, you know what, that's just a long task. So I'm not doing that. Cleaned both bathrooms because we have 2 full baths in our house. And yeah. And sorry if you hear my wonderful lady back here panting. She kind of does when she sits in this chair because it has a warm wool blanket in it and everything when she's sleeping. So I promise you she's not having issues. She's just panting from being in that chair too long, and she also has a double coat. So she gets a little warm in that chair and doesn't know when she needs to get down. You're cute though. So I just kind of had a whole bunch of cleaning days, got laundry done, and everything. So, and then I took a nap because after that I was like exhausted. And then just made supper, and that's when I just started to sit down to read, like what you saw, because I was waiting for supper to cook. So I figured I'll get my 30 minutes out of reading out of the way, but to be honest, I read more than 30 minutes. Like, usually what happens when I start getting into the book, I want to read more. And to be honest, I think that's what I'm going to do, is just go back to the living room and just read more. I've been having this ASMR, like, on the background of, like, library noises. Somebody, like, checking in books and, you know, putting dust jackets on books and all that stuff. So I may just continue this and maybe even put on Pride and Prejudice. I was planning on watching it fully afterwards, but I've had that seen this movie so much that I just put it on as background noise anymore. And actually, so that you guys know, and I will leave a link down below to the movie version that I watched believe the actress is Keira Knightley. It's the one that she's in Pride and Prejudice, and I believe it came out in, let me go to Amazon because that's where it's at. Yeah, Pride and Prejudice, it came out in 2005 with Keira Knightley in it. And I love that version. Love it. So I have been thinking about trying, watching a different version of Pride and Prejudice, because I believe there's a few movies out of Pride and Prejudice. So that I not keep watching the same old movie, even though that's going to have a special place in my heart, because I love the actor who plays Darcy in it. So, and I love Keira Knightley too. Obviously I watched her in Pirates of the Caribbean, and that's where I fell in love with the actress. So, but anyways, I just figured I would pop in just to give you my thoughts for the day of me reading, but I'm going to continue reading more, and I will pop in if I have anything more. If not, I will probably see you guys in the morning where I get back to work. Hello everybody. So last time I updated you guys, I think was Monday or Tuesday, and it is now Friday, January 5th. And sorry, my hair is doing something weird right now, so my bad. And I have not really read much. I've only gotten to page 64 in Pride and Prejudice, and part of me is really starting to feel that I don't know if I am totally enjoying Pride and Prejudice. And I don't know if it's just because I need to get back into the type of writing style this is, or if I'm just really not enjoying it, and I'm enjoying more of the, not reenactments. I keep saying reenactments, and it's not that. I'm just more so enjoying the different versions of Pride and Prejudice, like movies and the manga version, and so I'm not 100% sure, because really, to be honest, if I'm really interested in a book, I would be devouring it by now, and I'm just starting to wonder if maybe I just don't like this book. But we're going to keep reading and just give it a little bit more of a shot. I usually try to get halfway through a book, and if I'm really not invested in it, then I DNF it. So, we're going to read a little bit, and then, yeah. But before we get into reading in it, I do apologize that I have not vlogged for like 3 days. I've just been kind of busy with some personal life stuff. But today I went to the grocery store and Starbucks came out with their new line of cups. And this year is the year of the dragon. And look at this. This is so freaking stunning. Stunning. So, and then I also, to treat myself, I went to, and this is the last time I'm going to go buy books. You hear it now. I am going to be on a book buying ban because I need to get through a lot of the books that I have recently purchased in the last 6 months that I've been really excited to read, but I keep buying more. So, yeah. But I did buy some new books. One of them is The Haunting of Adeline, because Adeline. And I've been really interested in seeing that. I also got A Touch of Darkness, which is the first book, and the Persephone and Hades, like, dark romance retelling. And one other book. What was the other book? Oh, I think it's The Lady in Black. It's kind of a horror classic, so, yeah. But, anyways, so those are the books I got, but, well, and then today I'm also going to be doing horse chores, so I figured we could read before I leave for those. Bad at updating you guys, so my apologies. It is now Saturday night. It's like close to 11 o'clock, and now I am on chapter, if I'm remembering my Roman numerals right, 29. This is where in the story Elizabeth is visiting her friend Charlotte, who has married her cousin Mr. Collins, and it's not shown in the movie very well, with Charlotte's father, Sir William, and sister Maria. And they are just got invited to go and have dinner at, with Lady Catherine and her daughter. And I guess the daughter is more described as sickly in this book than she is kind of shown as sickly in the movie. I mean, she is fair-skinned and very kind of like timid temperament in the movie, but I wouldn't consider her sickly because of that. But, you know, with a mother that she has that's very, you know, outspoken and very set in her ways and is not afraid to tell you what you need to do because of her station and title, it doesn't surprise me she raised a timid daughter. So, but we all know, if we've watched any movies, is that technically Mr. Darcy and his other friend, are there. So, and will surprise the party.
being there. So, but that means I have pretty much read 132 pages of this book so far. We're close, like literally just a little sliver away from being halfway done with the book. And I may extend this vlog a little bit because I am filming this like way ahead of schedule. So my plan is to finish this by probably Tuesday of next week so that I can get to editing this vlog. But as I said, I'm sorry I haven't vlogged very much. I've been kind of trying to focus on a little bit more reading in the vlogs and not so much of like personal life stuff. Otherwise, it just kind of becomes a reading/life vlog. And if it's supposed to be a reading vlog, I want them to be more centered on reading than me doing things everyday life. And this is just me kind of testing to see if I kind of like more focusing on reading or having the reading/life elements in the vlog. But currently right now, I'm going to keep reading, but I may go ahead and take the dogs out for the final time and move and go into the bedroom for the night. So when I start getting tired, I can just go to bed. So I'm probably going to bid you farewell until tomorrow. I probably will not update you guys until probably tomorrow evening, just because I have to go clean in the morning, and then I have to go up to the horses like I usually do on Sundays, and the farrier's coming. So I might be up there a little bit longer. But yeah. Hello, everybody. It is Monday at like almost 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's just life. However, I did get my book of the month box and wanted to open it with you guys before we start talking about Pride and Prejudice. So let me find something to open this with. Also, if you hear chewing in the back, I gave my dogs a bone to distract them, so they'll be distracted for a while. Usually I try to keep things to at least distract the little one. Otherwise, she is sitting there whining and wanting attention all the time. And of course, I have to work, so it's kind of hard. So this month, I decided to get 2 books, part of a duology, and possibly, I think, a series. I think it's going to continue. So I don't know how long, if it's just going to be a trilogy or it's going to go beyond that and become a series. But I also got the first one here, which is one of January's picks, which is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. I'm so sorry if I butchered that last name. So this is my January's pick, and I do love on the back where they do put, like, this is your pick for, you know, the month. Or, like, if you decide to get add-ons to add to your box, it will put, like, thriller or something like that on the back. So this one, from what I understood, is another kind of, like, murder mystery thriller that I was kind of intrigued and wanting to read at some point. Don't know if we'll save this. So I was thinking about doing something fun and doing something themed in the spring involving, like, murder mystery thrillers. So stay tuned for that in the spring. Now, the next 2 books is the duology I was talking about so far, and that is Rebecca Ross's Divine Rivals duology. So I have the Divine Rivals, and then I have Ruthless Vows. I've been seeing a lot of people love this duology, so you definitely know I wanted to add it to my TBR because it has a lot of, like, supernatural romance, which is what I gravitate towards a lot. Supernatural, kind of like action-adventure, romance, high fantasy. So I decided to get these. Obviously, of course, I'm always behind the 8 ball because I'm always on the fence of I want to buy popular books because I have been burned in the past. Colleen Hoover. Yeah. Your girl read those, and there was only one that was like a 3 out of 5 star, and then the rest were all like 2-star. I did not like her writing at all. So, but anyways, so from what I understood about what the series is about is that we follow a female character who is trying to be a journalist in this, like, supernatural world, and somebody in her family, I think it's her brother, she starts writing letters to because he gets sent off to war because there's a war going on, and she puts it in her wardrobe and they disappear. So that had me intrigued because I was like, really, a wardrobe? And that's where you meet the other main character who supposedly is the love interest. So, but anyways, those are part of my book of the month box. Of course, I'm not affiliate, so I do not have affiliate code. I do pay a subscription every month. I have skipped the last couple of months just because to save money for Christmas. But other than that, this is like my go-to, like to where I buy books, and that's why I don't buy books very often. However, just don't quote me on that from the last month, because I bought a lot of books. So anyways, kind of getting back into the vlog. So sorry that this vlog has been chaotic. I am actually going to still put it out because there is a lot of reading content more than I have in some of the vlogs that I decided to scrap. And let me go get the book real quick. So I stopped at page 168 last night from 146. So I've read 24 pages last night. I was starting to get really tired, so I just decided to go to bed. So definitely the plot points in the book are a little bit different in how they were kind of carried out in the movie. So I'm at the point where Elizabeth is starting to find out about... Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Hold on a minute. So talking about the movie and the book. So in the movie, I'm at the point where Elizabeth starts to find out about the two truths or the two accusations that she has put on Darcy. And Darcy now has given her a letter to help explain himself. And pretty much now Elizabeth kind of feels a little bit like she's still angry at him because yes, he did admit that he came between Jane, her older sister, and his friend Mr. Bingley because he felt like she was indifferent. And then there was also some other things of like, well, you are a little bit, higher up in the upper class than her family is, and the way her family acts, they kind of almost act like very improper, all of these things. And yes, his sister also had some play in it too, for her own selfish reasons. But Darcy, at the end of the day said, I was doing it in the service of a friend. And he also feels really poorly because, obviously not knowing Jane very much, that she is very reserved in front of people. She doesn't show a lot of emotion, but that does not mean that she doesn't have any. And didn't feel the same way. So he kind of apologized, but also kind of didn't in that aspect, just because it wasn't in service to a friend, and he's not going to apologize by protecting his friend, which also kind of shows a little bit of his character. Then the second one of Mr. Wickham, he's like, I would like to explain myself and my side of the story of what happened, and I do apologize if Wickham has led you to believe anything else. Which is pretty much that it was Wickham's doing of why he didn't decide to take the charge. And if I want to say, I don't know if it'll point it out in the book, but I also, in the movie, they made him look like he had a gambling problem. Because he was after money. However, the whole fight before the letter was totally different because they were fighting outside at a church in a rain. When she found out about what Darcy did. But actually, instead, it was a couple of days. She found out on a walk, not in church. And then a couple of days later, Darcy shows up because he's been hanging around her, and he finally, shares that he has feelings for her and hope that she would accept his hand in marriage. And then the whole fight happened actually at the parsonage. So definitely different, and I feel like this was a little bit more intense because we get a little bit more dialogue than we did in the movie. So it'll definitely be interesting. I'm a little over halfway through the book, so I'm hoping we can finish this in the next couple of days. If not, this vlog is probably going longer than I thought it was going to. So I do apologize for that, but I do want to get it out just because we do have a lot of reading content on this and talking about books instead of usually the reversal where I don't read enough to be able to feel like I have a reading vlog. So love that. The step in the right direction, even if we're a little derailed in planning, which is okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over that because sometimes it just happens. So, but anyways, I am actually enjoying the book. It is getting to like the nitty gritty parts that I like of the movie. I'm not going to lie, a lot of the filler, I call it filler content, but it has really got me kind of like, oh my god, just get to the point. But I get it because the book is obviously going to have more information and more plot points than the movie is going to. And it might be just because I love the movie so much that, you know. So, But currently, I actually just got back from going to town just because I forgot hot dog and hamburger buns. So I went to the Dollar General in the town that's actually about 10 minutes closer to my hometown that I grew up in, that's in the county. And also got myself a drink from their nutrition place. So, figured. But we're also, I feel like we're going to get a lot of reading done because we're actually in a winter storm warning right now. And it's our first winter storm warning of the season. We've gone until at least the beginning of January without like a snowstorm. So, and that's what's predicted. Now, Southwest is supposed to get hit more in Iowa than we are. We're kind of like on a weird cusp of, we're supposed to get 3 to 5 inches, but what's really going to probably do us in a little bit is it's supposed to be really windy. However, down in the Gulf Coast of America, I feel so bad because it looks like they're gearing up for a really bad tropical storms that are going to bring damaging tornadoes. And I don't know what has been going on with weather the last 2 years, but it just needs to figure itself out at some point because wow. But and who knows, maybe this is just hintings of climate change. I don't know. But so we're gearing up for that, and currently though I need to get back to work, so because I kind of took an impromptu longer break to go run to town real quick and get stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and have you guys come along with me. I don't think we've done a work one yet for this year, as well as in a while. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so sorry for how crazy my hair looks. I've had it up, but it is Tuesday and I have finished Pride and Prejudice. I read like 100 pages yesterday and just finished it today since there wasn't that much left, as you could tell from where my little tab is. And wow, definitely quite different than the movie. I will have to say that. However, it was a lot of filler I'm not used to, and I don't know if I like it. So I'm probably right now just sitting on a 4 out of 5. I will marinate and kind of sit on it for a couple of days to make sure if that's what I want. But I do love the story. It's one of my favorites, especially with the movie adaptations, one of my favorite classics. So I can understand the hype. So now I can say that I've read it. And now we have completed one book in our Canterbury Classics 2024 reading challenge. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this vlog kind of became a little chaotic, but thank you for sticking with me, and so excited that this is the first vlog of the year. So yay. But if you liked what you saw, if you had stumbled upon this video and want to stick around, hit the subscribe and that bell notification. I post fun bookish content every Thursdays. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week and a great start to their weekend, and I will see you in the next video.